this computer. Okay, super. And if for some reason I freeze or my slides don't continue, somebody unmute themselves and let me know and I'll fix it. Okay, so here we go. Our very first Sunday team call. Who is glad they are on Sundays? Happy for the change? Yes. And if you can, if your video is not on, please turn it on. It's just, this is kind of how we get to connect now, kind of in person. So it is nice to see faces. So I always tell people, you know, set things aside, try not to multitask. If you have kids on you, that's cool. But if you can turn on your camera and just see faces, it just means a lot more. And really let this soak in. So I know Sundays are a transition, so it's going to take time for people to realize, like, I'm sure we'll have people jump on Tuesday and be like, I thought our team calls were Tuesday. So it'll take time for our numbers to grow and everybody to figure out they're on Sundays, but wanted to say thank you to you guys for being on the ball and being here. I woke up at like 5:30 a.m. this morning. I'm like, I need to prepare. I'm excited. I want to pour into these people and give them everything I have. So I'm really excited for this change. So I'm going to flip my screen and we're going to get started our 30 minutes together. So like I said, if my slides freeze, just let me know and I will make sure to fix them. I wonder if it's easier. I think I'm just going to do it in this view. I'm not going to go in the present view. Let me see if it lets me move this. Maybe it won't. I don't know if I like that view. Let's maybe go back to this. Can you guys see this okay? Is that all right? If you're on your phone, don't worry about it. Okay, we're just going to stick with here. Okay, so first Sunday team call, and on the left, I put get close to the fire. And what I mean by this is what all of you are doing right now. And I'm just going to mute the chat until we get going. There we go. Get close to the fire. It means plug yourself into your community, which is these team calls, which are the team groups or team chats, the National Wake Up Call. One of the main determiners I feel, and I think a lot of other coaches can attest to, is when you stay close to the community, you feel in it, you feel plugged in. And when you start to not show up to team calls, when you start to miss national wake up calls, it's happened to us all, me too. Like, does anybody feel a little more like distant and like you're not part of this? Yeah. So please, whenever you're feeling that way, just know, okay, I got to get close to the fire again. Let's get on team calls. Let's get on the national wake up call. Let's listen to some trainings. And I promise you it starts to flip. So, oh my goodness, where are my photos? Oh my goodness. Canva, what are you doing to me? Let's see here. Let's refresh my screen. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to bring up this team call graphic. You'll see this in our new Success Clubbers group. Just a reminder, this is the template. So every single month, we're going to have a new host. So for example, Virginia is going to be in December. They're going to just update this graphic with their name, their photo, and the dates that the calls are on so that you know a month in advance what Sunday the calls are on and which they're not, okay? Always the same link, everything's the same. The only thing is on holiday weekends, we're not going to have calls. And we're trying to make this work for Canada and the US. So it's not going to work out perfectly, but we're going to do our best. So for that example, this month, we're not going to have it on the Thanksgiving for the US. So I just want to let you guys know that. So let's dive in. Today's call is going to be about 30 minutes because the first Monday of every month, we have our diamond and above call right after. So if you have a goal of becoming a diamond coach, do it. You'll be in our chat. You'll be on that call. It's for anybody, even if they're drop diamond, they're welcome to join that. But today I wanted to share a little bit about myself because it's my first call I'm hosting for you guys this month. And then the couple weeks to come, we'll be diving a little bit deeper, but I wanted to share a little bit about myself before we dove in and how I got started. Because I think that is how you kind of get credibility with people. You know, okay, if I'm learning from you, if I want to hear what you have to say, like, where did you come from? And my journey actually started back in high school when my older sister ordered workout DVDs off of the TV. So she ordered Turbo Jam first. I don't know if anybody's done Turbo Jam, so much fun. So I saw those DVDs, and that's when I fell in love with Chalene Johnson, and I got to take a picture with her at one summit, and that was like the highlight of my life. So I didn't know they were Beachbody workouts. I kind of just saw them. I started doing them in high school, and they actually helped me get back from two really bad illnesses and one really bad setback. In grade 11, I had mono and I got really sick. And to get myself back, I started with at-home workouts at home, just like 5 minutes. And then in grade 12, my first day of grade 12, I woke up with West Nile, which turned into meningitis. So I was hospitalized on IVs. I was going to grade 12 with an IV in my hand because I had to go get IVs 3 times a day. And, you know, my mom was bathing me, and I'm like, hey, how am I ever going to get my health back? And I would pop in that Chalene Johnson DVD, and I started the first day back with just the warm up, and then I turned it off. And for the next, 6 months, I would just do 5 minutes longer and 5 minutes longer before I could actually do the full DVD. And it probably took me about a year to come back from that illness specifically. And then again, in university, I moved away to be a camp counselor at the Tim Hortons Camp for Kids. I left that summer in the best shape of my life, and I came home in the worst shape of my life. I developed what I thought I would never develop, was an emotional eating problem. The amount of weight I put on in 4 months was crazy. And I came home, and I remember crying to Steven, like I couldn't even look at him. And he's like, Morgs, just start. You know, it'll get better. Just start. And I did the same thing. I popped in the DVD. I was a sweaty mess after just the warm up, but I just kept saying, just start. And after every single one of those, I was able to come back and learn a little bit more and get stronger. So that's how I kind of started. And then when I finished university, I had to move back in with my parents because Steve and I couldn't afford our first home together. So he was living with his parents, and I moved back in with mine. And I thought, okay, Morgan, you're not going to let yourself fall off the rails. I mean, I wasn't the healthiest. I was working out, but I was like working out all week and then partying on the weekends, but I digress. But I'm like, hey, you're not going to let yourself fall off track. So, and at the time I was going to the gym, I'm like, what can you do to keep yourself on track? I'm like, well, you've never actually done an at-home workout program from start to finish. Never. I've only ever done the workout DVDs like here and there. I'm like, hey, okay, I remember, where did my sister order that Turbo Jam from? Oh, it was like a company called Beachbody. I had to look at the DVD. So I went on the Beachbody website. I saw Body Beast at the time, and I was into lifting weights. So I'm like, oh, I'll just order Body Beast. I'll pin up that 3-month calendar. And if nobody's done Body Beast, holy cow, it is such a hard workout program, like insane, lifting wise. But I'm not going to put that up. I'm going to start my teaching job, and I'm going to commit to doing this in my parents' basement to keep myself on track. And that's what I did. So I went online, I ordered that on my credit card. And then on the website, I came across a tab that said, become a coach. And I told Steven about it because at the time I didn't really use social media. Instagram didn't exist. I didn't really like Facebook. I purposely bought a non-smartphone because I didn't use a smartphone. I'm like, I just need to text and call Steven. That's it. But I told him about it, and he said, Morgs, like, you should sign up. You've always talked about maybe being a personal trainer or owning a gym, but like none of that ever aligned, or even a gym teacher. He's like, you should do it. And I don't like anything out of the ordinary. It scares me. So I didn't sign up. And then finally, after a week of not stopping talking about it. He's like, Morgs, if you do not freaking sign up, I'm going to sign you up. Bless his soul. So I signed up with the coach. So I bought the DVD packet, the DVDs. Then I signed up to be a coach. So I paid that coach sign-up fee. Then I learned about Shakeology. And so I bought that. So I paid the maximum amount you can because I got everything separately. I didn't know packages existed because nobody told me. I didn't have a coach, right? So these couple photos are from my journey kind of at the beginning. So this bottom left one, I actually decided just to do Shakeology for a month. I didn't work out. Reason being was because I wasn't a big believer in supplements. I had ruined my gut health from getting crappy supplements in university at like Popeyes and all of that, because I didn't know any better. And I mean, that happens. So my digestion, inflammation, everything just improved so much in that first month because I thought, I'm like, I'm only going to use it for a month and then I'm canceling it. 8 years later, it's like my best resource. And then I started Body Beast and kind of went through that. And this was kind of just my journey through there. And then on the side, I put really what this experience, and I don't even like to call it, like we call it, oh, it's our Beachbody coaching business. To me, it's been an experience because I started this when I was 23 and I'm now 31. And this business, this experience has molded me. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but it's helped me actually become the person I want to be, the spouse I want to be, the mom I want to be, my perspective in this life. I don't know without coaching and without the emphasis on personal development, because I didn't even know personal development existed before coaching. I'm not sure without it, I would be the person I am. I know I wouldn't be. So to me, this has been an experience that has shaped me as a human being. So to me, this coaching world, I wanted connection because I was missing that piece so much. I wanted more meaning in my life because that was lacking in my job as a teacher. And I wanted peace. I didn't want to be in the rat race. I didn't want to wake up early, rush my kids to school, rush to the job, rush home, rush to activities, and just rush and forget my life. So that's what drove me in the beginning. And this, I literally dug this up from my first year of coaching because I remember screenshotting this from a training, and it's Carl Deichler, it's the CEO of Beachbody, and it says, Beachbody is about ending the trend of low self-esteem and the trend that people feel like they don't matter. And when I read that, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be part of, because this means something. I knew that fitness, as silly as it sounds, but you guys know, fitness is so much more than fitness. Completing that workout program, gaining confidence, that's not about hitting a certain number on the scale or fitting into clothes again. That's enjoying your life more, enjoying your career more, enjoying your spouse more, enjoying your kids more. And that's what this life is about. So I feel like Beachbody has allowed me to live life more. And I wanted other people to get to feel that way too. So that was something I've always kept near and dear to my heart. And that's always helped me with my vision. So today, because it'll be a little bit of a shorter call, I wanted to go over 3 things if you're taking notes. So I truly think this business or this experience is composed of 3 things. It's what we do, it's how we do it, and then it's quick little tips that make us better at those first 2 things, what we do and how we do it. So I'm going to explain them a little bit more. So what we do. What do we actually do as coaches? We help people live healthy and fulfilling lives with the total solution. We all kind of know that, right? So we've got our total solution, the fitness, the nutrition, and the support. right? Because so often people are missing one of those pieces, right? I'm sure you've heard friends or family say, oh, I need to get in shape. I'm just going to start working out, or I got to start a diet. And maybe they completely miss like the accountability piece. And that's why they fall off in like 1 or 2 weeks, right? So we help people live healthy and fulfilling lives with the total solution. How do we do that? It's pretty straightforward, right? You guys know, and I'm not going to go over the trainings. And I don't think that's ever what you need, right? Because you can Google how to invite, how to run a challenge group. You can Google all those things. I want to try and give you something a little bit more than that. I want to try in this month of November together to teach you how to think, to teach you how to view things a little bit differently and shift your perspective a little bit differently, because the stuff, the how-to is at your fingertips, right? So help people live healthy and fulfilling lives with the total solution. So we know every day, right? Or every month we've got a challenge group. We're trying to help get a few people in our challenge group and help them every month. And then reach out to them and see if they'd want to be coaches and pay that forward and run their own challenge groups. We're sharing our journey on social media and maybe in person. I used to do fit clubs. I'd pair up with my girlfriend, Becca, and we'd go to the school gym once a week and we'd do a fit club. We'd like project insanity up on the screen and we do that. So we're sharing our journey, running our monthly challenge groups, and that's essentially it, right? That's what we do. And then how we do it. I love this sentence. We serve a mission so much greater within an infrastructure that supports us with tools and resources. I'm going to say that one more time. Serve a mission so much greater within an infrastructure that supports us with tools and resources. So to me, yes, I am a Beachbody coach. I love this company. I love what it does, but I am more than that. And at the start, did I know that? No. Heck, my coach on our first call was like, what are your goals with this? I'm like, girl, I got no idea. I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what I signed up for. I don't know what I'm doing. So it took me a couple of years to develop this. But to me, coaching is a platform. This business is a platform, okay? It's a platform to grow as a person, to serve a mission greater than me, to help other people, to build more freedom for my family. That's what this is. It's a platform. And I put this quote on the side because it's kind of a different way of rewording that. You're not on the same journey. You're just using the same vehicle. So all of us on this call, we're not on the same journey. We're not going to build the same business. We're not going to be the same rank. We're not going to have the same income. We're not, every single one of us, our journey is going to look very differently, but we're all using the same vehicle of Beachbody to get to our destination. Because my vision might be a little different than Kira's, right? Or might be a little different than Brandy's, but we're using this platform and this vehicle to get there. So never think a certain outcome is what yields success, because it doesn't, right? You're simply using this platform to serve a mission that's greater than you, and you have to decide what that is. And that might take a couple years to develop, and that's okay. For me, I was just in the grind every day for those first few years, and that's all I knew. And I started to learn after that. So I wanted to show you a few quick tips before we go, these 3 things, so that you have a couple things to work on this coming week before we get together again next week. And I just forgot to grab it. Let me grab it here. All right. So the first thing I want you to do this coming week, if you're taking notes, I want you to get prepped for 2022. And as I go through these tips, please keep in mind, everybody's unique. You might not be like me. So please just take little tips, and make it work for you. Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to get ready for 2022. What do I mean by that is, I want you to make sure you have a day planner. Okay, so that you can schedule out, this was one of my old ones, so that you can schedule out your months in advance, because you need to know when your challenge group is starting well in advance, because you need to back it up maybe 3 weeks to start inviting and talking to people, because those conversations take time. So if you're not prepared, it's not going to go over well. You're going to talk about it for 2 days and you're going to be like, shoot, nobody's interested. For me, it takes me probably at least, you guys, 2 to 3 weeks of talking about it, of conversations, of inviting, to get people to join. Okay, so you need that time. So please have a day planner ready for 2022. The next thing I want you to do, and this might look different for everybody, this is mine. This was my business binder for like the first 3 years. Reason being, I loved it just in a binder because I could take this and my day planner and I could work from anywhere, absolutely anywhere. And I did. So what I put in this binder, I'm going to tell you. So I had little dividers. So at the front, I had my everyday to-do list, so that when I sat down to work, because it was not much time, I could go through and I knew exactly what I had to do that day, right? So it was like personal development, post a quote, check my online office, go through my Facebook friends, 5 minutes each, post, connect, etc. Okay, so I had my list. We didn't have a success tracker back then. We had to make our own. Then I had my goals. I like to write those out. Then I had a list of contacts. So this is people I was talking to. I'd cross them out. I'd highlight them. Then I had people in my monthly challenge groups. Okay. And then I had coaches. Then I had my income. So I tracked my income every week, totaled it up for the month and got kind of an average with my rank beside it, so I could see kind of income progressing and growing. And then in the back, I also tracked expenses. So anything that was related to Beachbody, I would write down and I'd kind of keep the receipt for when it came. So this helped me not waste time, because especially as a new coach, you probably won't have that much time to do this business. So this helped me. Again, I could pack this up. I could do it from anywhere. So get organized, set that up. It won't take you long. If you want to do it online or on your phone or whatever, go ahead and do that. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to quickly show you is number 2, groups, share a cart, links, and your phone. So on Facebook, and I'm not, maybe I won't share this. How much time do we have? Yeah, maybe I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that. And, oh, maybe I can just share my internet. Sure. So on Facebook, what I encourage you to do, because sometimes groups can take up a lot of your time. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but for me, Facebook groups were on my to-do list every day because I want to stay close to the fire. I want to know what's going on, but the only groups I check into are the ones I have pinned to my shortcuts. So you can do this on your phone too. So these ones on the left, they're the only ones I check, you guys. I might pop in other ones the odd time, like champions, but even on my phone, the pinned groups share or show up at the top of my phone. That way, when it's my time to check into groups, I'll do my bod group too. I can go in and I can quickly be like, okay, any new info? No. Okay, move, done, on to the next thing. I'll check them again tomorrow. Okay, so I'm not scrolling my feed. As you can see, I actually have a news feed eradicator on here. I don't on my phone. So I quickly check those groups, done, move on. So I encourage you to pin important groups and then be done with it. Okay. The next thing was share a cart. So for me, on my phone or on my computer right here, I have a quick access to share a cart. On my phone, same thing. It's a quick little button in my Beachbody section. I can click on it, easily pop into share a cart. Okay, again, just making it more effective for yourself. Links, I shared this in Success Clubbers. I also added that as a quick thing on my phone and computer. I can go here, enter my coach ID, and quickly make a link for somebody if I want to do it this way or see the price of something. If you find you're using things often, save them as a note on your phone so it's easy to copy and paste. Okay, that's another tip. And then your phone, what I encourage you to do, I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to see if I can share my phone. Let's see if it works. Yes, can you guys see my phone? Yeah, okay, awesome. Again, if you're like me, if you're not, that's okay. This is my phone. On my home screen is a photo, like if it's locked, is of Stephen and Ella, of course. But when I open it, it's a plain black background. So it's simple for my eyes to see. It's organized. The first page, there's no social media. I don't see anything. Okay. When I go to my next page, that's where my social media is: Facebook, Instagram, photo editing, etc. And then my third page is like extra stuff that I never go to except Amazon. And that's how my phone's organized. So again, I'm not really wasting time. When I pop on here, I'm working. And again, this is up to you. I don't have notifications turned on my phone. I never have since I started coaching. I would work once a day when I started, and I wouldn't get back to people until the next day. I know that's crazy. Some people think it's crazy. I never did. That's how I've always run my business. So I have Instagram messages sitting in my inbox. I have Facebook messages sitting in my inbox, but I haven't had a chance to work today yet. So I haven't answered them, and it's Sunday, so I might not get to them till tomorrow. Every single day I do answer my messages, but when I sit down and work. So that's kind of how my phone is set up. If you'd like to be an organized person like me and not have notifications all the time, this is me. Again, some people prefer to work a little bit all throughout the day. I have very successful coaches who do that. For me, I prefer to work in one block of time or maybe two, and that's it. Otherwise, I'm not on my phone. I'm actually on my phone significantly less than most of my friends and family who don't work from their phone. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And then let's see, what else did I have here? So that was my phone. Okay. And lastly, before we wrap up, for a quick tip, was work time and your 3 to 5 year plan. So make sure you kind of have a game plan of when you're going to work for the day. And again, some people just wake up and they're like, yeah, I'll get it done. I don't know when, but I'll do it. If that's you and you always get it done, great. That wasn't me. So for example, when I was a new coach, I tried to wake up early, exercise, go to teach all day, come home, do my Beachbody work, then go see Stephen, and it didn't work. Doing my Beachbody work after teaching didn't work great because I was so distracted by my parents and everything else going on. So I actually shifted my Beachbody work to be in the morning before I went and taught full time. And then I worked out after work. And that's what worked for that season of life. Again, every season of life is going to be different. So you might have to shift things around. Okay. And then your 3 to 5 year plan, we're going to talk about this on a call coming up, but if you're new, you're totally not going to have this because I didn't. I'm like, I don't even know what's possible. But if you've been in this for a while, start to think, what do you want to see happen in 3 to 5 years? 3 to 5 years, not 6 months, 3 to 5 years. Okay. For me, when I started, when I finally figured out what this was, I'm like, okay, in 3 to 5 years, this would be cool for me to like cut back on a little bit more of my teaching hours and maybe travel more with Stephen because there's lots of Beachbody trips, and just grow as a human. And I had this 3 to 5 year plan. And when you start to operate from that vision, your intention throughout the day changes, right? The intention behind those daily activities changes, and there's a lot more purpose. So that's something I just encourage you to think about a little bit more. All right. And then our Success Clovers trivia questions. I'm going to stop sharing. So after each team call, we are going to do a trivia question giveaway. My post went up like an hour early, I think, with the time change. So if you pop into Success Clovers and answer that trivia question, I'm going to be giving away one of my favorite workout headbands to somebody. I'll do the draw tomorrow. So enter everybody's name, do the draw, and I'll announce it tomorrow. So pop in there and do that. And I was just reading the chat a little bit. Okay, perfect. And that wraps up today. I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to introduce myself, give you a couple action tips to work on for the week before we get together again next Sunday. And I hope that was helpful, you guys. I'll have this recording up for anybody that couldn't make it. And for our Diamond Above coaches, let's log off this call. We're going to log on the same link because I split up the recordings, and we'll dive into that. Give me a thumbs up if you learned just one piece of information today from this call. Yes. Okay. Amazing. Have such a good Sunday, you guys, and we'll see you next Sunday.